So something that I found really interesting about our classmate Johnny was that while many of us have been baptized during a church service or maybe at a local youth retreat of ours, Johnny was put under the water actually just a couple months ago at a creek in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Now, although that seems really recent, what I liked to hear about Johnny's story was how he ended up getting there, which goes all the way back to when he was a kid attending the Lutheran church with his family. And so when he was young, kind of like 6th grade and before, that was the only kind of experience of God he had. And it was difficult in a lot of ways. Growing up in a church with a lot of older believers, Orthodox traditions, and very few kids his age, Johnny came to think that God was kind of far off. But everything kind of changed for him when in 7th grade he got to switch from going to church school to a local Christian school called Tree of Life in the Columbus, Ohio area where his family lives. Being able to study the Bible in school and take those classes and get close to some of the teachers there really began to make him think that God was a lot closer than he initially thought. The feeling only intensified for him when he joined the soccer team in 9th grade and met a future teacher and mentor of his coach, Andy Collins. And so his faith just continued to grow and change, and then a new conviction really came into his heart right before his senior year. He saw a friend of his named Caleb get baptized. It was something a lot of the seniors at their school did at the end of their years. And he began to think about baptism. He'd already been baptized as an infant, but he began to think if he should do it again. And so we ended up having a lot of meetings with his coach about the theology and the purpose of baptism to decide if he should do it again. And in the end, he made his decision. At the end of his senior year, his class goes on a senior trip, and they went to Gatlinburg this year. And at a creek in the middle of the woods, his coach took his confession from him. In his own words, at that time and even now, it was more important for him to declare who he was in Christ again and what he believes rather than to label himself anything more than simply being a Christian.